So you've been teasing on social media Iron Allies. Yeah, it's a new project with the former Accept guitarist Herman Frank, I believe. What can you share about that?
Well, it's signed with AFM. Quick story: Herman and I had never personally met. When I was in Accept, I heard about him every day. We had York Fisher on alternate guitar, and a year ago, April, I'm on Facebook and I hit a message from Herman Frank going, "Hey, how you doing?" I'm like, "Fine, how are you?" I know it's funny because we played a lot of the same festivals, but I wanted to see him play and meet him, but we'd always miss each other. So he asked me, "Would you be interested in trying to write songs together? I think the two guys Accept may be something that would interest people." Well, I said, "Absolutely." So he sent me 2 tracks. I went in and wrote the lyrics and recorded them, and he went, "Wow, yeah, this is good. Let's do some more." So we've completed. Mike, I kind of want to be honest about it, is like when you talk about all the solo albums, I decided, being in a band is not simple. And that goes back to metaphor and all that stuff. I just, I try to be in bands, and it was like, it's insane. It's really tough. So I thought, I'm just going to be a solo guy. And I don't want to be in a band. But Iron Allies is a band. And the members are Herman, Frank, and I. Francesco Giovino on drums. Malta on bass. He's played on all my solo stuff. And a guy named Mike Peason from Hanover on rhythm guitar, who's worked with Herman Frank in Victory. We went to begin the record last March in Hanover, and Dennis Ward mixed it and mastered it, scheduled for a fall release. I shot 2 videos last night, actually.
Wow, okay.
The 2 singles, and I'm shooting another one in August. AFM's kind of got the reins on me of what I'm allowed to talk about, because they're going to do a big blitz in the media. I'm sure you'll get it.
Yep.
But it is heavy, melodic. I really think it's one of the best records I've ever done. And everybody says that, but this album, it just sticks to you. When AFM heard it, they went, "No question, we want it." I mean, they're on the email 5 minutes before I called you today. "We want this, get this. Did you do the videos?" Yeah, blah, blah, blah. It's flying fast now.
Wow.
And of course, it's a band, and I want to tour with Herman because I deeply love the guy. He's, people talk badly about Herman and I from Accept. They always have these stories. One thing the fans don't realize is when I joined Accept, it's not like I hired myself. I mean, they needed to make a change and break America. So they got me. They found me out of nowhere. And, rough treatment involved and, good treatment. And that's what put me where I am. But I just think the nucleus of us together, we're showing what we're capable of doing without certain people dictating what happens. I'm really excited about it.
Cool. Any idea roughly when the first single might be released? How long have we got to wait to hear something?
I believe next month.
Right, okay.
It's an October release physically, and so I mean they put the kibosh on us last week. They need all of us shooting our videos in our green screen rooms, and then in August we plan to go to Hanover and do a performance video. And then I mean it's balls out right now. I mean it's go, and that's how it works. That's the way I love it. I mean you can sit around for 3 months going, what's happening, and then one day the light goes off, and it's hurry up, get it done yesterday.
Oh, cool. I read somewhere that there were kind of plans to do a Bangalore Quiet on Target performance in Hamburg in 2022.
Absolutely.
Yeah. What's the news on that? Is there a firm date?
Yeah, September 2nd, I'm headlining in Hamburg at the Markthalle. Oliver Lange is the producer, promoter. Apparently it's sold out. I talked to Steve Price actually about this festival, and he said, Firefest on steroids. It's well run. He's been to a few of them. I talked to the promoter a couple of days ago. It's sold out. And what I'm using is an Italian band in my village, a bunch of great young guys, and a German guitarist out of Hanover. because I work there in the studio, I was exposed to their credibility and talent, and they're amazing guys. And I'm going to showcase on Target a couple of solo songs from my solo career, a couple of cover songs. One is a Bad Company song, and Ain't No Love in the Heart of the City, the way Whitesnake did it, because the crowd will eat it up. It's an hour show, September 2nd. And then if something evolves out of that, I'll continue playing Bangalore shows, which is possible because if the right promoters are there and see the crowd, and maybe they'll say, hey, we'd like to put you out here and here and there, I'll do it.
We'll hear Power Tripping in Hamburg.
It's on the list. It's, you know, we've got a song list of about 30 songs, and, you know, the promoter has made clear, though, that he wants to showcase on Target. So I kind of wedged in a few of my solo songs because they're somewhat current the last 3 years. And he agreed, but it's debatable, but it is on the list.
Cool. This is quite exciting. My wife's going to be gutted, yeah, because I'm going to have to go downstairs and tell her now that maybe some of our European plans have changed in September.
Please do.
Yeah, no, I quite fancy coming over for that.
Yeah, I mean, it's been highly respectable by guys in the UK that were part of Firefest who have attended it before COVID destroyed everything. And said it was amazing. Great turnout. There's a lot of Americans I know that I talked to on Messenger are coming. They bought tickets 2 years ago.
Right.
That's going to be something.
Cool. Any other business? Anything I've missed out? Anything else you're doing at the moment?
Actually, yes. The Highway Sentinels record I did. See, I would want to make some points about some things. During COVID, it actually started about 30 minutes from my house, the breakout.
Really? Right.
And I was recording with Mario Percadani from Hardline at his studio, Tanzan Studios, and he called me the next morning and said, don't come, the city's locked down. I said, what happened, a terrorist? He goes, I don't know. We're not allowed to go outside. I'm like, what? And I had just finished Blacklist Utopia, scheduled for March 13th, 2021, I think, 20 or 20, I can't remember now. And I had 30 plus shows scheduled, and in 7 days, everything was over. So, like all of us, in Italy especially, one person was allowed to go grocery shopping, but we were pretty much locked in. And I started thinking, okay, now what am I going to do? I just sat here in a total darkness. You know, what am I going to do? What's happening? And I got a phone call. My manager, Giles Lavery, who Rock Entertainment, who put together that great package of Bangalore that you're holding. He said, hey, Steve Rosen from Guitar Player Magazine and Jimmy Waldo have written a bunch of songs and would like you to sing on it and write to it. And I said, yeah, I need the work. Heard a couple of tracks, said, this is pretty good. And as it evolved, Steve, unbeknownst to me, had interviewed everybody from Eddie Van Halen to Blackmore and everybody. And while he's doing these interviews, he said, I'll give you the cover if you promise to play a solo whenever I make a record. Sure. Well, then he called in the artillery. So I'm surrounded by greatness. Paul Gilbert, Satriani, Bumblefoot, you name it. Mark Zonder on drums, Fates Warning, Donnie Van Stavern, Herman Frank plays a solo on the record. So that was kind of I got a survival mode record I made, which of course wasn't just for that, but I did my best I could. That's coming out in July. And it's amazing because I have 3 albums coming out the same day this month, July 15th. I have another record coming out with a band from Bulgaria called John Steele that I wrote, 3 or 4 years ago. They finally got signed to Global Rock. And that's coming out the same day. And then I did 3 songs with a guitar player named Taz Taylor, and he had gotten a bunch of different singers. That's coming out this month. But my contract stipulates that nothing 3 months prior to Iron Allies or after can be released, which is completely understandable. So I just want the fans to know I'm not prostituting myself. This is a 2.5 year working process of, hey, I got to put food on the table and pay my mortgage and my car payment. And with my conditions and stipulations with AFM, I'm forced to have it out. it's all great stuff, you know. And I'm in the company of gods on guitar. I mean, I'm on a record with Joe Satriani, Steve Vai, and these guys. I mean, who would have thought? I mean, I remember Paul Gilbert on Shrapnel coming to my apartment asking me if I would jam with him, and he was nobody. And now we laugh via messenger. Hey, we're on a record together. Isn't that crazy? But right now, that's pretty much all I'm doing. I mean, I'm blessed that I had the work during COVID because it got bad here. I mean, financially, I mean, everybody, you probably.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's suffered. Everyone's suffered. Yeah. Everyone's suffered. Yeah, it was a disaster. It's a disaster. It's great news that there's new stuff coming along, and it's great news that you've been really busy. Yeah. I mean, I was late. I was late. I was 30 years late for Bangalore Quiet, so I apologise for that. I'll catch up on your I'll catch up on your solo albums. Yeah, and I'll look forward to trying getting over to see you in Hamburg. Yeah.
That would be great. And if you do come, find me. I'll be milling about. They'll have a bunch of Bangalore Choir swag at the merch booth. Global Rock is putting a bunch of stuff together, so I'm going to be hanging out there. And we headline the show. I'm really excited about it. I can't say enough about Oliver Longa. He's amazing, the promoter. He's been so gracious. And look forward to seeing all the smiling faces again, you know.
Fantastic. Yeah, brilliant. David, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate you telling your story. Yeah, it's been really
Thank you. Thanks for asking so many great questions. I mean, you obviously did your homework. And normally when I do these, you know, they ask me to take the ball and run with it. But you've obviously, your long car drive, listening to the multi-box CD.
Yeah, it was 2.5 there, 2.5 back. Yeah, so I did get a break. Yeah, but it really sucked me in, you know. And kind of as I said earlier, yeah, that kind of 90s was miserable. Yeah, because I was just like
you know, I predicted in my personally, and I'm no, you know, wizard of future stuff, but I said this is a fad. You know, Soundgarden's a fad. These guys are a fad. This will be a 3 or 4 year run. And the weird thing about it is most of those amazing singers are not with us anymore, except Eddie Vedder or Anthony Kiedis. I mean, if you think about how dark that time was, all those great vocalists are dead. I mean, it's the weirdest thing. I mean, but I always felt like it was kind of a fad. But my oldest son here in Italy is a fanatic for Pearl Jam and Nirvana. He just discovered it.
Right.
So there's something to that music with the youth. He just went to see Pearl Jam the other night here in Italy. Said it was 60,000 people, you know.
So, yeah. Well, hey, good. Thank you so much.
Thank you, brother. And stay in touch. And you'll be getting the press releases, I'm sure, with Iron Allies. Everything's mixed and mastered and ready to go. And
excellent.
The ball is really rolling downhill fast.
Cool. When we get that, we'll do something else. Yeah, about Iron Allies. We'll do another interview or something like that if you fancy.
AFM, yeah, they'll be doing everything. And go to Iron Allies on Facebook, share it, tell everybody to join in and start following.
Cool. Awesome.
Okay, David. Brother.
Thank you so much.
God bless. Have a great day. Nice talking to you.
Enjoy Italy. Yep.
Ciao.